we're talking about YouTubers and my fascination with YouTubers, I freely admit I'm quite old actually to get into this art form. Indeed, it is an art form. The way I got into it was by following a family who make absolutely stunning films about their life, and it just hooked me in. And it is Stef, his wife Hannah, and their little son Grayson, who I've been watching it for so long, I've actually seen little Grayson growing up. And I felt like I knew their flat, I knew every inch, I knew their daily routine. It was really weird, they'd sort of hooked me in. They film almost everything about their lives, and it's quite generous because we, the anonymous viewer, get to see how they live. And as I say, it hooked me in. And they've done it themselves, nobody's helped them, they've just done it themselves, and you see their life playing out in front of you. These films are an art form, they really are quite stunning.
We have 2,000 followers now, and you guys are amazing. And so is my life now that this has all happened. And I just thought I'd make this short thing to just be like, thank you.
What's your plan today?
Plan today is I'm going to call Toby, see how his
Life is?
see how, because he honestly, like, I saw a couple of Instagram stories that he did, and he's a different kid, like he's a different guy.
Really?
Like compared to how we first saw him. Now he's just like got this new lease of life.
Oh,
I'm so happy for him. What about you?
I'm going to batch film some videos while I'm in the mood to film.
Yeah. Are you in the filming mood?
To be honest, I would quite like to get back into bed and watch some Netflix. I might try and do that tomorrow. I find it so hard to actually relax and do things like that. I just feel guilty. I feel like I'm not using my time well enough.
Can I give you a random fact about Netflix?
What?
They actually run at a massive loss. They're like Uber. They run at billions loss. Like most of these big companies like Uber, they are massively like running a deficit. So like all these big companies that you see, I think even Twitter, they run at a massive loss. Huge loss. Like we're talking billions. You wouldn't have thought so, would you?
Makes
sense.
sense.
Mum's calling. Hey, Mum. Steph. You meant to ring Summer. Such a technophobe. All right, Mum. Love you. Bye. I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was about 13, my mum, my sister and I all moved to Ireland, and we lived in this tiny remote little village. It had a population of about 803 when my mum and my sister and I arrived. It had one tiny shop, a church, and about 300 pubs. Irish people tend to like to drink quite a lot. That's not me being a racist saying that, that's a fact. Irish just do tend to drink quite a lot. So, and if you libtard snowflakes are getting offended by that, go to Ireland and you'll see for yourself. They drink a lot out there, a lot. I can say this because I'm half Irish, so I'm allowed to say this stuff, but you can't say it if you're not half Irish. Anyway, the place that we lived was somewhere called Roundwood, and it was in the middle of the Wicklow Mountains. There was absolutely nothing for me to do there. The only thing I did was set fire to things. That was about it. And then one day, a friend of mine from England came over, one of my childhood friends called Carl. He came over with his family, and Carl brought with him a bunch of CDs of bands that he was listening to. He spilled them out on my floor in my bedroom, and there was two particular bands that would end up affecting, pretty much would go on to affect the rest of my life. Those two bands were Nirvana and Peal Jam. Peal Jam, the album 10, is still to this day probably my favourite album.
This is my birth pool, which I'm planning on having baby Michalak number 2 in, down here. I have a hose that is going to be connected to obviously the tap upstairs. And we just need to set up like a little table and chairs for the midwives with like some snacks and things on, and get like an area where they can check the baby afterwards and stuff. But I have a box here that has all of my like stuff ready to go. So I've got like plastic sheeting for the flooring, I've got puppy pads, I've got an old shower curtain, I've got hose attachments, I've got a birthing ball, bin bags, a sieve, a torch, a mirror, towels for me, towels for the baby, a changing mat. So all I need to do now is basically just bring mine and the baby's hospital bags down here, so we've got clothes to put on afterwards. But yeah,
Carl introduced me to grunge music, and what grunge music did is it reached into all this teenage angst and this frustration and this isolation, I suppose, that I felt, and it kind of made it feel a little bit more acceptable, a bit more habitual. It just made it not seem like I was the only kid going through all this crap. I think when you're younger and you're trying to find yourself, you go through all kinds of crap in your head. This new grunge music was just a way for me to channel all this shit that I was dealing with through, I suppose.
I'm really hoping that it all works out the way I want and we get to do it at home. I was so lucky with my birth with Grayson, like it literally went exactly to my birth plan.
The music affected me so much that it just made me want to be a musician. I was like, I want to do this. I want to affect people the way this music affects me.
I feel like with Grayson I went into panic mode a little bit because I didn't know what anything was, and I was just like, oh my god, this is it. And I kind of like tensed up a bit, whereas this time I feel way more in the position to be like, it's happening, it's the day we're going to meet our baby, this is going to be an amazing day, and just kind of hopefully go with it a bit more rather than freaking out. But yeah, I thought I would just show you the birthing room.
The nearest guitar shop to us was in somewhere called Bray, 40 minutes to an hour's drive from us. And one day we went to Bray and I was like, okay, I'm going to dive in this guitar shop and see what's going on. And I remember walking in so clearly to this guitar shop. I walked right to the end of the row of the guitars, and just at the end I saw something that just, I don't know if you've ever wanted something so much or felt so much desire for something that you almost become breathless when you see it. It was like that. It was like I saw this thing that I was just, it just like completely took my breath away. I was like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It was this guitar that made all the other guitars look like rotting, contorted pieces of wood. Once I saw this thing, I was just like, I just fell so deeply in love with it, and I was like, I need to have this. So I flipped over the little thing to see how much it was, the little price tag to see how much it was, and it was about 140 Irish pounds at the time, and that was just like way beyond what I could imagine ever affording. We were poor, so like there's no way that was going to happen. But when you really want something, you don't let anything get in the way of that thing. So I rocked up to the manager of the guitar shop and I said, what deposit do I have to put down on this in order for you to keep anyone from buying it, so I can try and find this money somehow? And he's like, I'll do it in my Irish accent because this is an incredible Irish accent. Anyone who's Irish watching says this isn't very good. You're the one with the problem, not me. He was like,
I tell you what, Sonny, I'll keep it for you for a month, and if you can get me the money in a month, then it's yours.
For the next month, I scrubbed toilets in an Irish pub. I lifted cigarette butts out of urinals. I was getting paid, obviously. It wasn't just because I wanted to. I went around people's houses and asked if I could clean their cars for a couple of quid. I sold anything I had that I could at school, and eventually I got enough money to go and buy this guitar. And just at the end of the month, I rocked up to the guitar shop and I spilled out all these coins and notes, and he handed me this. My first guitar. It is the cheapest Fender that you can buy. It's a Fender Squire. It's super cheap, but to me it's the most valuable item I own.
I've had a really productive day actually. I've managed to film 2 videos for my channel. I might film another one, or I might just not. I'm tired now. I feel like the 3rd trimester takes it out of you, pardon me, pretty easily. So I'm gonna go and do some editing now. But I thought you might like to see that.
A few years ago, I basically decided to kit it out with some like new pickups and a new bridge. It's something that's gonna be with me for the rest of my life. There comes a time when you just come to terms with the fact you're never gonna be a rock star. Like, it's just not gonna happen. And then I kind of think I just stopped playing. It's like, I'm not going to be a rock star. I'm going to put it on the back burner and just focus on other stuff. But I think I've come to terms with it now properly. And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. Who cares if I'm not going to be a rock star? I can still play the guitar. I can still enjoy playing it. So I'm going to start playing it again and using it. Anyway, a friend of mine called Ned, he actually works with Fender. And he was like, Steph, we've got this app which teaches you how to play the guitar. Like, so you can just basically like put it on your phone, play along. It's like having a guitar teacher. It's really good. It's called Fender Play, and I've been using it every day for the past like 10 days and just playing along with it.
I'm gonna go and see if there's a crunchy lurking somewhere for me, and if not, I'm gonna make Steph go and get me one.
So yeah, so I've got everything I need now. I just need to start practicing and dusting off my skills, and then I'll start scoring the videos. I think it'd be nice to have some kind of stuff that I've written myself in the videos. But I need to get good enough first, and that's going to take me some time. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to show you my first love.
Hey!
You alright?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Buying Bitcoin.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Hello.
Toby, how are you?
Good. I've just been rehearsing with the band.
How's that working out?
I'm in a good mood. It's going well, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've got somebody else in to play guitar for a bit, and it's all sounding pretty nice.
Oh, good. How's the last week been?
It's been amazing.
Oh, awesome.
It has. I mean, like, that first day when everything started coming in was just mental.
Did you expect it to be like that?
Not at all. I started reading all the comments, and they were all just, like, so nice.
How much did you make in total?
I think we made like £7,000 in the end, which is just
£7,000, man.
madness.
That's like more than enough to get you kind of up and running, isn't it now, really?
Yeah, well, I walked into the estate agents and I was just like, I can pay off my debt now.
Oh man, that's
So I sold one of my songs. Like, thank you, like, so much.
Oh, mate,
Because you literally have changed my life. I just have a bit more, like, self-worth now, you know?
Yeah.
It's like we've won the lottery and
Yeah.
a fan base at the same time.
Well, listen, dude, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, thank you again.
Yeah, don't lose the pain and the angst, though. You need that for the music. Don't get too comfortable now. I'll speak to you in the next few days, okay?
Alright, much love.
Alright, man. Take care, dude. Bye, man. Three, two, one. Gracie! Look at him, he's like a fully grown man now.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
Unprecedented language from an American president.
I'm going down the road to meet Hannah for a coffee. There's been no news on Widgie, sadly. We have called up all the rescue centres. We've gone around and called him pretty much every other night. Nobody's replied to my poster. We're going to keep looking for him and keep calling for him, but it's not looking good so far. Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thank you. I don't know what to film today, Coney. Can you help me? I've got no ideas.
Well, all I've done so far with my morning is go and get de-haired.
And all I've done is edit yesterday. We need to come up with some ideas.
I have a photograph that I need to do for a job when we get home.
Riveting.
Yeah, I know. Some days are just like this.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's plenty of things we can talk about. I just have to rack my brains.
Yeah, you never shut up.
Exactly. I'm uninspired. Maybe I should talk about how much I'm disenfranchised with YouTube culture.
I've done that.
Maybe I should talk about...
Like every week.
Maybe I should talk about how I don't see time as a continuum, but a single instance.
Pretty sure you've done that. You used all your chat.
I've used all my chat. I've got no chat left. I'm empty. I've got nothing left to give.
Don't know what to suggest then, mister.
Why not talk about Brexit? Why don't I talk about Donald Trump?
Have you not done that? I thought you had.
I think I have, yeah. Why not talk about the universe?
Have you done that?
It's just this big open space, isn't it? With loads of stuff going on in it. Ow!
Why do you have to talk about anything?
I can't just put the camera on and not say anything. It's tricky sometimes, isn't it? When you're like, what do I talk about this week?
I think it's trickier working from home as well, because you don't generally like speak to other people in the daytime, so it's not like you've got anything to report.
Yeah. I could talk about my new friend Rob.
Do that.
I've got a new friend, he's called Rob.
Right, no offence, honey, but I've got some work I need to do. I am in a bit of a bad mood today because basically I've had this most amazing pregnancy, but I finally got to that point where sleeping is like quite impossible. I was up like 5 times last night, and getting out of bed's really hard, and then once I have got up, the baby's like really awake and so like kicks around me for ages, so I spend ages trying to get back to sleep, and then when I do get back to sleep it feels like I just wake up needing to pee again. So, and then Grayson woke up at 5:30 in the morning looking for a bit of plastic from some Star Wars toy he had, and then Stef's alarm went off at the gym to go to the gym for like at like 6:30. So yeah, I've had a very broken sleep, which I know I need to get used to anyway, but I'm not used to it and I'm just grumpy as hell. And I've got a deadline today and I'm just so like, when I'm tired, I just can't function. I can't think creatively. So I'm just having like a complete like writer's block / like mental block. I just want to go to bed. And I'm like, oh no, Grace is gonna come home from nursery soon, and then I've got to do all the cooking and bathing and bedtime and stuff, and I just want to go to bed. I want someone to put me to bed. That's my little whinge over with.
It's the department who keeps all the records of the accidents which happen all over the UK on the roads.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So when did it happen?
No, Sunday, we were driving to Widcombe. There's a beautiful little bar in Widcombe. If you ever go to Widcombe, make sure you check it out. I think it's called the Jolly Farmer. It's lovely, nice gastropub. I know the barman quite well now, actually, because we go there quite a lot. Anyway, I was driving out of the car park and I was turning left, and all of a sudden, this car just hit me from behind.
What injuries do you have?
A bit of whiplash.
And did you make any claim for the whiplash?
I haven't. I'm yet to make a claim. I didn't know if I was going to make a claim, actually. I can't decide. I was considering it. I had my girlfriend Judith over last night, and we were sitting in the bathroom. She was in the bath, and I was in the toilet doing a number 2. And I was talking to her about whether I should claim or not. And she was exfoliating at the time, and she said, "Yeah, you should put in a claim because you can actually make quite a bit of money."
He was on to me.
He just hung up.
I can't believe it. I was thinking I've got him enough that he believes me. But he's like, no, this is fake.
She was exposed. I was taking number 2.
I'm a bit too good at him. I think I'm going to turn into that guy one day.
As history books have shown, but never a name to go down to bed compared with active toad.
Five more minutes. Please. Please.
The clever men at Oxford know all that there is to be known, but none of them know what half as much as intended Mr. Toad.
Mommy's too heavy. It's my character.
The animals sat in the ark and cried, their tears and torrents flowed. Who was it said there's land ahead? Encourage him, Mr. Toad. The army all saluted as they marched along the road. Was it King or Kitchener? No, it was Mr. Toad.
I probably did that on purpose. Mummy, I said sit up.
I can't sit up, it's uncomfortable.
And when I keep my mouth up, it goes. Mama.
That's quite clever.
The Queen and the ladies in waiting sat at the window and sewed. She cried, "Who's that handsome man?" They answered, "Mr. Toad."
Feels like something's going wrong in my head. I tried to fix it with a bottle of red. I looked at too many screens in one day. I live in a movie, but I never get paid. And I feel like I'm coming around. I'm coming around. I'm coming around. And I feel like I understand what's going on in my head. I told my friends that it hurts too much to feel like a fool when I can't keep up. I feel like
Do you like it? It's like a miniature version of Richmond Park, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just bloody love National Trust. Oh, I like that wispy fern thing. Look.
Look at you getting into wispy ferns.
Walking up the hill with a fully cooked baby inside you.
You're fine, come on.
It's not the easiest. Steph, what would you do if I went into labour right now?
I'd probably just break down.
How would you get me back to the car?
I don't know
How
what I'd
would
do.
you? Genuinely,
I'd
what
probably
would you
just leave
do?
you there and just go home and just have a bath.
Thousands of people out there just have to be okay. There's thousands of people and I'm sure you're all fantastic. Or we could sit in a bar and get drunk and act like a big mouth.
Nearly there. I've just noticed that my husband seems to be sporting a bum bag.
Oh, can we talk about my bum bag?
Yeah, we can talk about your bum bag.
If it's worn at a jaunty angle, you can get away with it.
Oh, really?
But I love it for convenience. It's
Yeah.
the best.
Do you know, my sister's just bought one as well.
I don't know if they're in fashion or not, but
I think they are at the
Are they?
moment.
Am I fashionable now?
Thousands of people are queuing for a shuttle into space. And there's a stupid mental picture of a happy nuclear family in a rocket. Oh look, in California everyone's got a swimming pool in their backyard. Well, me and
Isn't that
Max
weird?
and
This will
David
probably be the last time, the last date of ours
Well,
as a threesome.
not forever.
No,
obviously,
but like
for the foreseeable future.
Ah, Grace is scratching my back too.
Aww, I wish somebody would scratch mine.
It's been a fun 3.5 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, I feel actually, even though like I obviously wanted a smaller age gap, I do feel like, oh thanks Grace, I do feel like we've been very lucky to like have been able to spend so much time with him for the first 3.5 years of his life. Like,
Yeah.
we've had so much time together. This is like his little ecstasy, isn't it? A nice sunny spot with a belly scratch. You're like a little pig.
Little piglet. He's snorting. It feels a bit like the end of a little chapter, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. End of an era.
Yeah, it was fun, Grace, wasn't it, Babs? It was fun. But we'll have more fun when the other baby comes.
Oh, quickly jump up then. Don't do it in your pants because I don't have anything to change into. Sometimes you're so enjoyable.
You've been a nice boy today, Grace. Really nice boy
For the
today.
most part.
It's nice, isn't it, on our last day together? He's been like really cool. Thanks, Babs. That was a lovely ending to the week, wasn't it? Our little
was.
trip to Durham Park.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was thinking about this in bed last night, that I might use that little, you know, the last bit you filmed when we were just all chilling out on that stump.
Yeah.
I might use that in my hypnobirth.
Oh, as a
That
visualisation.
little- Yeah, because it was really relaxing.
Such a hippie.
Gracie was just like lying there with his belly out, getting his belly scratched, and
Mm.
like it smelt nice, and it was really
Mm.
nice and warm, and yeah, they have great cafes as well. I love National Trust Cafe.
I love a National Trust. It's so rock and roll.
I feel like we're old before our time though. Well,
Yeah, we
definitely
are, yeah.
I am.
Yeah, you are, definitely. We're living in Bath, for God's sake. We should have moved to Bristol if we were going to be cool. That's where all the cool kids go, not Bath. Yeah. We're the youngest people in Bath, I think. Bar Grayson. Yeah. So we're thinking that this might happen potentially next week. Like by the end of the week, I'm thinking
Yeah.
this is going to
I'm hoping
happen.
it's gonna stay until your mum arrives.
Yeah. I can't wait to hold her. I'm really looking forward to it.
Stef's convinced we're having a girl.
Symptoms are different, your attitude's different, your hormones are different, everything's different.
Yeah.
We've got Grandma over next week, don't we? To help with the birth.
I've got gas and air. Screw you.
Are they bringing around gas and air?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. How good. Oh, great.
Not for you though. I'm going to need it all of it, every last drop.
I might do a bit of ketamine for it.
Time to go.
Time to go. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Check out all the musicians that we've used this week in the description below. We'll hopefully see you next week. If not, we'll see you soon with a new baby. Bye.